Greetings, everyone. It's time for another review. The operative word is review of another channel. This time is Avri and Simas. Now, people, all these reality series are really keeping us entertained. Okay. Now, I have been watching Avri and Simas for a little while, and I personally like them. I like their videos. I am someone who like to travel, and so that aspect of their video I find very entertaining. They're very adventurous and very ambitious. So I love that about them. So Avri is from Jamaica. Her mom, Georgia, is from Jamaica, and her husband, I think he's from Lithuania. Lithuania, I think. Yes, and his parents are in the picture. This is a very interesting couple, very young couple, navigating life with each other. They are not afraid to explore the world, which is something that I do like. What I like about this couple is that, Simas, I think he now has his master's degree, and he motivates Avery to complete her schooling, even as he hold down the fort. I think that's something that is very commendable, because there are times when you have couple where one person is motivated to excel, and they don't encourage the other person. And so it's really nice to see these two young people, as they're growing together, they're working together to build themselves. One of the things, and one of the biggest criticism I see them getting, is about moving so often. And I know a lot of times when we were older, we think about stability, but most times when you're a renter, the possibility of you moving a lot is great. Not because you're not a stable person, but once you're renting, you don't control what happens in your apartment. Sometimes people sell the apartment, sometimes you have neighbors that are very annoying. You have work situation, you have school situation where you might have to move closer to work or school. So there's a multiplicity of reason why people will move. So I don't judge them on that. In my own personal experience, I've moved a lot in the past, and it's not because I am careless or I have no regard for stability. Prior to that, I lived in two places for 18 years. And then there came a time when I was moving almost every year. So to me, that is no big deal. What I look at is how they interact with each other. Simas is so even keeled. He seems so calm and very respectful. And I can say the same thing about Avery or Avery. I'm always, saying her name wrong. They travel around the world, and it's so exciting to see some of these places that they go. I look at one episode where they went to Mexico, and it was kind of a nail biting, suspenseful episode, because Simmons left his passport in another hotel. And so it was very interesting to see how they sort of went back and got his passport back for them to fly back to the United States. And then there is an episode where they got scammed. They went to Jamaica and did an awesome video and paid for the rights to use a particular song. And after they uploaded that video, it was so beautiful. First of all, you guys, your editing skills are second to none. It's so beautiful, almost movie like sometimes. And so, this one, where you purchased your rights to use the music by apparently some African guy who then someone else claimed it as their own. And as a result, they were not able to collect the payment they earned from making that video. I learned a lot from that video, guys, because it is really hard to put your content out there and for someone else to claim it. The truth is, once someone claims something on my video, I'm deleting that video. I'm sorry. I am deleting it. So they put the video on, they demonetized the video. And I think they said because of that, they lost out on what would be $1,500. That's a lot of money and a lot of time going into producing content for someone else to steal. But it is the game and you get used to it. I often wonder where you guys get such beautiful music, because I'm going to YouTube studio and I'm not seeing any of these kinds of music. Anyway, I digressed. So the trips to Mexico and to Spain and to Lithuania, and oh my goodness, I just love, 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 love your spirit, your adventurous spirit. Now, let's talk about the whole pregnancy thing, because there are times when, Avri sound like she's ready to have a child. When we come from different culture, we see having children in a different way, where they are both, you know, playing with the idea about having children now that they're finished. Avri's finished with her undergraduate, and Simas already graduated with his master's. For our culture, people are going to encourage you as soon as you get to a certain age, you have to get married or you have to have children. But every culture is not the same. There are people from different culture that they could be married for years and they don't have children because they want to make sure their bank account is, healthy. They want to make sure that they have made all the provisions like purchasing a home and their career is up and going before they have children. Whereas in our culture, that's the first thing we always encourage people. Every You only want children when you and your partner are ready. I understand that for some women, the biological clock is ticking, but that's not your case. You're young. And when you have children, you can travel with your children, but it's really nice that you get to travel with each other, get to know each other better, try to explore the world, because that's your nature. And you guys are married to each other, loving the fact that, you can just up and go anytime. Some people don't like that idea, but it is not our life. And the only person who should be worried are their parents, and their parents are used to it. Georgia is like any typical Jamaican mom. She is very down to earth, very real. Just say it like it is, no pretense as far as she's concerned. And I'm sure she expressed her feelings or, concerns to her daughter, but she respect her choices. And as someone watching, I respect their choices too. I don't think they're doing anything that is wrong in traveling and knowing each other, and so that when the time come and when they think they're ready to have children, it is going to be their choice. Too many of us as parents, we run into having children that we're not ready for, and we need to stop pressuring people into having kids that they don't want or they're not ready for. So, as far as having children and as far as moving, doesn't really concern me. I like the fact that they are adventurous, and I like the fact that, they show a lot of respect to each other. I like the fact that Simmons, through his expressions will show you what he's thinking, but he's very respectful to his partner. This is where my bias is. When I see people doing family, I'm expecting to see love and respect. And so in terms of this review and this introduction to their channel, if you've never seen them yet, I particularly watch them just to see the adventure part of it, the travels, and sharing their experience, some disappointment, sometimes there might be negative experience as you travel. That's just life in general. I don't have much more to say except to wish them all the best. I have no issue with them being a biracial couple. I have no problems with them going around the world. They have their education, and that's not something you can take away from them. And what I do admire is Simas, really holding the fort down and encouraging her to pursue her education. I love that. Now there's an episode, a recent one, where one of her friend came out and said that their marriage is uh, false or whatever the story is, and you could tell that they felt really hurt because it was someone that they loved. But I'm going to tell you guys that oftentimes it's not strangers that can hurt you, it's the people you're closest to. And oftentimes person will seize the opportunity to come up if they see you doing something great. And so that video that was put on Facebook, I personally didn't watch it, but because you guys talked about it, I'm going to say that you might feel hurt based on what they're saying. But listen, someone else doesn't define your relationship, you do. So don't worry about that. And someone decided to talk about you, that means you're very important. If someone is talking about you, whether it's good or bad, it just shows that you have something. And when people say your name or talk about your content, that means that there's something that you're contributing. So, I know if it's a friend, it's kind of hurtful, but as you get older, you'll find that you really can't trust most people. And the ones that you should really be concerned about are the ones who are closest to you, to be honest. But in general, guys, Avery and Simas, and I keep saying Avery because I have a little goddaughter. So Avery and Simas are a really nice couple. I love their adventure story. I'm encouraging them to carry on, to live their own life, not to let people influence whether they have kids or not, whether their relationship is real or not, whether they should be traveling or not, whether, they should be moving so much or not. All of that is irrelevant as long as you are happy, as long as you together as a couple is happy with each other. That's what matters. So, regardless of any review that I do now or in the future, I would say to the couple that I'm talking about, if you're happy, then that's all that matters. Okay? I will continue to watch and support your channel. I'm enjoying it, and a lot more people are following because they wish they had your spirit. They wish they had the opportunity to travel. Sometimes people can say things that are kind of mean because they wish they could do the things that you are doing. And if you're living your best life, then that's all that matters. Stay blessed, everyone.